What's up guys, Matthews here, and today I would like to share my opinion about the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So let's talk about how I ended buying this book. One day I was going to the library next to my house looking for the book Millionaire Mindset in the English section here in Brazil, and waiting until they find my book. I was looking around the Portuguese section of self-development and I found some really good options like Power of Habits that Jonathan is reading right now, and I found the How to Win Friends and Influence People, also the bio of Elon Musk. So I bought Millionaire Mindset, How to Influence People and the bio of Elon Musk and started reading the three at the same time, something that I usually don't do. But as they are really different, I was enjoying this experience. And for my surprise, the How to Win Friends and Influence People was the best of these books. So let's talk about the topics of this book. Section 1. Fundamental Techniques of Handling People. So to win friends and influence people, you must stop criticizing people. When you are talking with someone about other person, you need to always look for the good. If you always talk about the good things about someone, not the bad things, you see that the people will start to like you much more, because they will realize that you are someone that always look for the better, because it's really easy to criticize everyone. Criticize them will not change this. Another topic is, if you start talking about something you know will be useful for them, talking with someone will be much easier and much more interesting for the both sides. Section 2. 6 ways to make people like you. In this topic I realized that I was doing everything wrong. If you want people to like you, you need to remember their names. There is a lot of techniques showed in this book about writing the name in your calendar, on cell phone, maybe assimilating the name of the person with a moment, because it's really important. People really like when you call them for their names. They like to know that you really know them, that you really care about them. Another thing is demonstrating genuine interest in other people. Sometimes you have interest about the other people, what they have to say, but you're not demonstrating. So if you start to demonstrate that you are interested in this person, in this conversation, and knowing their names will help you a lot to make people like you. And a really important aspect of dealing with people and talking with people is being a good listener. Most of the time people are just concerned about talking, but if you are a good listener, you have much more chances to people like you. So section 3, how to win people to your way of thinking. So to make people agree with you, you need to avoid arguments. Most of the time, arguing with someone will not change their mind, will not help, they will become mad with you. So avoid arguments as much as you can. Sometimes you just need to say, I never thought this way. Maybe you are not agreeing, but it's very important to get a really relation with others, and avoid arguments is a really good strategy. If you are wrong, admit it fast. Don't try to create some excuses about this. If you admit it fast, the other person will see that you know your mistake and they will not try to criticize you. They will start to be in your side, will try to help you to go over that. Is a really good strategy. I really recommend to try that. One good example can be in your job. One day you are working and you made something wrong. You made the company to lose, let's say, 50 bucks. And so your boss call you to criticize you about this mistake, and as soon as you enter in the room, you start talking about your big mistake, that you are really sad about it. You can also say that the company can take 3 times this money of your salary, and you see that the company and your boss will be much more likely to help you to overcome that. If you want to convince someone of your point, you need to get as much as yes as you can. Start talking about a subject that you know they will agree with you and get as much yes as you can. After getting all these yeses, you can start to talk about what you want they to agree. And a good idea is not showing your idea as yours. You can start to talk about this topic and induce them to create your idea. If someone starts to complain, you need to be calm. You need to wait until they finish talking about everything, about every complaint they have about you. You can actually incentivize them to criticize you more and more. You'll see that after, the person will not have much to say. If you start to protect yourself, don't let the person to finish what they have to say, you will see that it will be much harder. Just wait until they actually finish their complaints. And a good tip is always putting yourself in the person's shoes. This way it will be much easier to understand how they are feeling, and you will see that sometimes you have something in your mind that is not what the other person is feeling. Putting yourself in the person's shoes will be much easier to make people like you and to influence people about what you want. A good idea that we see in most movies and series is connecting your idea with a story. Doing that, you see that the person will be much more interested in what you have to say. Section 4. How to change people without giving offense. If you want to win friends and influence people, you need always to talk about the good attributes of the other person before you say what you want. If you start to say what you want and criticize them, they will not be much likely to accept what you have to say. So start with the good attributes of the person, and after this you can start to say about what you want. If you have to criticize someone, it's always good to not do it directly. You can make a joke, talk in another way that the person will not get offended. This one is a really important one. I learned that years ago working in companies, in my own companies or as an employer. If you start to criticize someone or making orders too directly, the person will not be happy. So if you make a joke, if you talk like a friend, they will be much happier to help you. And another tip about it is showing your own mistakes. Showing that you made mistakes with this task or in your life. Sometimes being the owner of a company can be really hard. Showing that you have weaknesses as they have. If you always try to be the best one and complaining about their mistakes and how they don't do the things as you do, this will not help you. Show that you already had made some mistakes. It will help you a lot in your job or in your personal life. When you have a problem to solve, you can assume this problem as yours, involve the person in this task, and they will be much more likely to help you to solve your task. And it's very important to always show to everyone any sign of improvement that they had. This will help them a lot to go further. You can always incentivize and show that they are always evolving, and this is really important. Some people are not as fast as the others, and criticize them is really bad for business. Remember to make a fault easy to be corrected. If you have some problem, you need to show that it's really easy to solve them. This way the person will not be afraid to help you. So that's it, guys. I hope some ideas of this book can really help you. Something that I did with the book, and the book incentivizes a lot, is to read the book and try to apply that in your own life. The book is really good. All the sections, all the tips, I tried and they work. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Thank you, guys, and peace.